Let's see here. Hello, hello, hello. Just thought I'd pop on, say hey. Look at this play in the background. I saw it on another stream. Thought it was an interesting idea. So we'll see how that goes. Anyone who doesn't know, I'm Sassy Dickens. Just call me Sassy. One of the reasons I wanted to make this particular episode is I know we all love knit groups, crochet groups, whatever you want to call them. Usually made at, like, for me, at the local library. But then a lot of the times, even though obviously we're all crafters, we end up talking about anything but crafting. And we do have very inconsistent members. Part of that has to do with they visit family, they're retired, they're older ladies, they want to go see their grandbabies. So we have very seasonal people who visit and whatnot. But the rest of the time, we talk about people who say, oh, yeah, they're going to do classes, they're going to do this, go to that, and then nothing happens at all. It's like bait and switch people. It's like, yeah, here forever. Gone. Just gone. And so I even started putting little advertisements. Like I did a screenshot for what the town has on their website. And I post it every Monday, like around 3 o'clock, so people show up in time for 7. It's worked somewhat. We got 3 new younger girls showing up. Mostly they talk about the reasons they're conjecturing why people don't come back, or the reasons that everybody should just be nice to everybody all the time. And yeah, not everyone gets along, but if someone talks about their medical condition, that's their truth. Grow a thicker skin. I mean, what if you were that person who had to have that medical problem and you had no one else to talk to, and you had to lose your job because you couldn't do your job anymore because of your medical condition, and so you're stuck at home all day with your husband and a dog, and it's like the first interaction you've had in a long time, and then you think you're going to be safe at knitting crochet group with other females mostly, yada yada, just to find out that you're making 2 of them uncomfortable, but they're too hoity-toity to say anything, and then they just don't come back to the group. It's like, just go along to get along, y'all. I mean, can we please bring it back to crafting? Folks is folks. They is who they is, and making molehills in the mountains really doesn't help anybody. It's ruining a perfectly good social interaction. It doesn't need to be ruined. It really doesn't. I just wish people got along a little bit better, because you would think, I mean, it's voluntary. You don't have to show up. And if someone starts talking about something you don't care about, which is no profanity based kind of conversation, just close your ears up a bit. Have some compassion for another human being. I mean, we've got so many things in this world that have been canceled because they're, abhorrent, they're evil, they're bad, they're this, they're that. Medical truth is not horrific, especially when people usually try to describe them in more sensitive yet honest ways of describing their truth. They lived it, they can't unlive it. Now, if you happen to live a more clean, sanitized life that has no problems in it, sure, go ahead, judge. Judge the person who hasn't had a perfect life because they got an illness, or they're just not as perfect as you. If the world were about perfection, God would have never made humans. So get real. Seriously. If God was serious about making humans, Well, he was, but perfection had nothing to do with it. And anyone who assumes that there is perfection must think very highly of themselves. Sometimes a little bit of chaos is needed because it definitely messes up all the people who think perfection is obtainable and the only desire in the world. It's not, but if going to a knitting group and being slightly offended by one other person who shares their lived truth is so traumatic to your life, take a deep, deep look inside. Really deep. Even yesterday, what was I watching? Was it PBD? Broadcasting had a preacher on, and basically one of the conclusions, which I very much liked, was you have no life if you live an unexamined life. Because if you don't examine what you do, improvement cannot occur. And if you're not attempting to improve or grow yourself, you're nothing. You're just a rock stuck in some dirt that doesn't ever change. That's no life to live. At least not a fun one. Not one that's exactly enjoyable. Not one that inspires. Like, you can inspire yourself versus just inspiring other people. I think this AI has become so much of a substitute already in people's lives that they forget that they somewhat lean on other humans in society. It's like you do need that interaction. It's one of the reasons we go to knitting and crochet night. I mean, yeah, we're knitting and crocheting, but it's for the people. You know, the ones that we're supposed to grow and like together over time and inspire each other and show positivity. And now, what does it say? You're supposed to mourn with those who mourn, cry with those who are crying, and laugh with those who are laughing. You're supposed to go. It's not because you're some robot. No, you do this because that's the right thing. You share in their life experience. I mean, all the things to share in this world, that's like the number one thing. Hey, Christine Johnstone. Oh, I like the kitty picture. I have a few cats myself. But yeah, we're supposed to share in life. We're supposed to live, let live, and share what little we got. And that way, no one goes intellectually hungry. At least that's the idea, in a way. I wish I could people do comment on these things when I go live. I'm so used to just talking to an empty microphone with the screen, and it is what it is. But yeah, next time any of you want to go to one of your knitting, crafting, whatever nights, just know that you're being there for the other person matters just as much as you going and getting some for yourself. Whether you're the social person that needs the interaction because you've been locked in a house for too long because you had a disabling disease, or the other person that you know had the disabling disease and they haven't gotten out in a while. You're there for them just as much as they're supposed to be there for you. As far as just emotional, hey, how you doing? Life's moving forward kind of way. I mean, time does progress to where projects prove that every time you finish one and don't rip it up for any reason, it's another object that proves time has gone by and that is how you've spent your time. We all would like to believe that we spent it doing something of value or gave value or just shared values. Now, I know, especially in my knitting group, we don't all agree on everything. We're extremely sensitive to where someone else is allowed to disagree. But I'm talking about for the ones who show up on a regular basis. Those that show up one time, I mean, other than you know how to behave in public, I don't know how they are. But the regular ones, we know how we're all different. We don't argue about it. We just accept that there's a difference. So, if we know someone's sensitive about something political or whatever decisions they've made for their lives, we're sensitive to it. And we don't hold it against other people. No one's supposed to be perfect before they get there. No one's supposed to be only tolerant of you versus vice versa. Or there's that other saying where iron sharpens iron. Everyone makes each other better so long as you're willing to be sharpened. Hiccups, y'all. It's no different than crocheting or knitting. Over time, the more you do it, the better you get at it. And prove that AI is not the only social interaction that we should get in a day. There's more to life than Twitter. Despite the internet being all consuming. Or there's more to life than Instagram. Recently, I found out that Instagram is the most deleted app of all the apps. So I guess when it comes to quality content, face-to-face works best. You can't beat real people. AI might be able to fake a real person, but not for very long. Just like there's fresh air is fresh air. It's not the same thing. How many times they've run it through a filter and covered it in smelly chemicals to make it more flowery than it needs to be. Because I'm still one of the people that whenever you spray that stuff, I will sneeze. Somebody still watching? I'm always curious who I'll get like in the middle of the afternoon because it's like too early for people to be out of work, but not so early that the night crew shows up either. I do prefer more of the East Coast because we have more in common, but at the same time, it's like lunchtime still on the West Coast, and I'm Central Standard. I'm still crocheting. I'm just not working on that project. If anyone wants to know exactly how slow single crochet goes, that would be a good time sample. But yeah, people need to be kinder, I think, to each other when and if they do finally decide to show up for one another. Showing up is half the battle. If you don't show up, are you even in the battle? Did you add value? Did you even try? No. As I say, if you're not trying, you're dying. And we're all supposed to be at least pro-life as far as our own individual lives go. And that's being personal suicide's probably a good thing. I thought I had more to say on that, but guess not, so I won't prattle on too much longer. But yeah, if you do find a local knitting crochet group, just know that you're all there to listen to each other equally, even if someone doesn't word something exactly the way that you want them to, or talk about things. It's like health is a very important thing to everybody, because if you don't have it, dang, it's obvious. Or it's another defining part of ourselves that we have to make allowances for, or we have to tell others that allowances have to be made for, whatever reasons, back issues, surgeries, permanent alterations to our bodies that make us different from everybody else, whether they were or were not. They were against our will. It was most definitely against my will when I hurt myself with my back. And so, I still got to use a stool at work just to cashier, because if it tightens up, I cannot stand up. That's just one thing that makes me different. And I get to leave work not totally tired. Don't get me wrong, I move around and stuff, but my feet don't feel like they want to leave me. I like jobs where it doesn't feel like I've abused every inch of my body, because I'm pretty sure all those previous years of abuse of standing all day on my feet contributed to most of whatever is wrong with physically with me. So anything that stops that negative process, I'm for it. And also any other negative processes that people have with what others choose to talk about. As long as it's not satanic and it's not all profanity, who cares? They're polite. They want to share. They've been locked up in their houses for too long, and it's not AI. Share with other humans like they're real humans. This is not AI. They have value. Live an examined life. Live a life where you judge yourself to the point where you can do better. Judge yourself to where improvement can occur. Because no one's born perfect, and constant improvement is the life journey that we should all be on. Or at least acknowledge that it is a journey, and that journey means that when you travel, there is change, and change is inevitable. So things happen, things move on. Embrace, be open, live, laugh, love. Then go get something to eat. Have a good one, y'all. Leave any comments below. If you like Dana's content, comment what parts you like best. Share, subscribe, participate. Damn it, participate. Catch y'all later.